Um, San Bernardino, California. Mm. And if you know Highland, California, of course, is blue, but Highland is this red spot in Southern California, you know? Orange County, too. Yeah, yeah. So, yes, it is. Yep. So, Bryce, I gave a couple poems to Bryce because I just cannot fathom how anybody who does two things could support Trump. Number one, read. Number two, think. You know, how can you support Trump? You know, it's just, you got to live in a bubble. And the poem that I'm going to read about my whiteness mentions that because believe it or not, one time I was a Republican. That's when I lived in a bubble. What can I say? So first I want to read a couple poems. And it's amazing. I was listening to Bryce and he used words like other that I used in his poem and we didn't even talk. It's just, I don't know, maybe something seeped or maybe I copied him. I don't know. But so I consider myself a poet. I have like a book, or maybe I'm going to publish one of these days. But this is going to be called the first one, Days of Trump. Okay, maybe I can stand back so I can project a little bit this way. So this is called Days of Trump. I never thought so many would be so easy to fool. What a sordid picture of America this is. So a fox gave credibility to a con man. The gullible and weak of mind lapped up the poison, thus perverting the roots of our precious democracy. And so now doubt exists where confidence used to. This is what a lie can do. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. What's that? Oh yeah, I sent it to Bryce. He read it. I think that's. I don't know why not. Yeah, of course. Yes, in fact, anybody who wants me, I could send it to them. You know, I'll give you my email. Oh yes, come up to me and I'll give you my email address, and then I'll send it to you. Second is called Absolute Amazement, and it's also about Trump. Is that amazing or not? Um, what I see, I cannot believe. A con man and charlatan regarded as a potent political force in the same arena as truly honorable people. A spouter of such pernicious lies does not belong here. Were there any decency at all, or regard for truth and fairness, he would be shunned to oblivion. But this Pied Piper of lies, with crushing weight of purse and populace, trumps all reason and sanity. Only the ignorant could embrace such a one. Okay. So Bryce gave me this assignment uh, to write a poem from my perspective as a white person. What was the messaging about race as I grew up? I've never used this as a subject or as a topic, and I was intrigued by it. So I came up with this poem, and I'm going to have to apologize ahead of time. It's going to seem harsh, but he wanted me to be honest. Okay, so I grew up, as you know, in Southern California in the 1960s. So it's called How White I Am. I'm assuming, because this is how you wrote it, is when N comes up, don't say the word, say N. I am going to say N. That's why I wrote N. Don't say the word. I'm just making sure. I know. I want to walk out of here too. Yeah. You'll know what N means, right? Yeah. No, I want to go home. We're safe. Um, okay, so how white I am. Growing up, I never questioned my whiteness. It's just the way things were. I was aware of other races, some black, some brown, but the ones who were the most different were the blacks. The other races were just that, other. White was predominant, mainstream, and all encompassing. Waves flow in, waves flow out, but my world was never without. In fact, in elementary school, I cannot even remember one black. Were there any? Did I simply forget them? I remember the brown ones, the Mexicans. I even had a few Mexican friends. But white was all right, and I was taken aback by black. Oh, I was aware of blacks, all right. They existed in the realm of family lore, those unkind sayings born of ignorance and fear. Two against one is fun, run like an N, and so on. Now I am aware of the pain. They are people too, with feelings and emotions. Having matured in mind and widened my worldview, I entered junior high school a bit more aware. A black boy named Larray came into my life. He had large almond eyes, an endearing smile, and the most gentle of dispositions. We played tennis together. I enjoyed his company and friendly competition so much. When he moved away, I missed him dearly and often wondered about him. The years fold in wisdom more than the mind can comprehend. But the wise soul simply knows and waits. Past preconceptions fade like a mist in the sun. A late bloomer and skinny, I entered high school self-conscious and afraid. Here, there were many blacks, but none were on the tennis team, and I had no black friends. Now, my thoughts about blacks were fearful ones, for I had heard of whites being beaten up by blacks. The turbulence churns and churns, yet time measures masterfully the ways and days, and nothing ever happens happenstance. The first stage of adult life, where I was aware to a degree, was one of anger. Life found me a Republican embedded in a bubble, but I didn't know I was in a bubble. A product of talk radio and selected literature, I was angry at the subversive elements destroying our society, gangs, druggies, etc., and I carried a gun. Anger clouds the eyes with lies and hardens the heart with mistrust. But love is always there like a guiding light, awaiting a willingness to do what's right. Fade now to present times. In recent years, I have found more camaraderie in my black colleagues than white. A relative recent threat has moved me from the Natural Law Party to the Democratic Party, Trump. I see the black community more cognizant of this threat than the white. I see many whites whitewashed with lies. From a paranoid, conservative white base that sees the handwriting on the wall. The days of the white majority are numbered. How white I am for so long has been understood as how right I am. Now, with the eyes of compassion, I see how wrong that is. So we come around this time again, still playing those silly race games, just an excuse to claim superiority. The ultimate truth shall not be disavowed. Remove, therefore, that film that the eyes do cloud. We are all brothers and sisters, every one. And in living so, will the victory be won? I don't know. I didn't count on that happening. So that's my poem, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Anybody wants it, just come up to me and I'll give you my email address, or you give me yours and I'll get you a copy of whatever you would like. What's that? Oh, yes. Nicole has helped me. Yep. So much. Thank you, you guys. Appreciate you, Bryce.